Hey, so I have crippling social anxiety. That is a thing I have. A lot of comedians can relate. I have anxiety, but I don't think it's that bad. I try to look on the bright side. Like, I feel like having anxiety, it's almost like SportsCenter a little bit. Because, like, for me, like, I get instant play-by-plays on all of my interactions. You know, it's like I got, like, sport announcers in my head analyzing every little thing I do. Right? Like, if someone came up to me and they're like, "Oh, hey, David." I was like, good, how are you? Like, that would set them off. They'd jump on that like, "Oh, rookie mistake. David fumbles at the 2-second line of this encounter." It's like, we go live to Chet. Chet, can you break that down for us? It's like, "Oh, well, thank you, Tom. I think it's been a rough season for David so far. If he's gonna make the playoffs, he's gonna have to go up against waving at the wrong person." Yeah, I say at this point, his best defense is gonna be laughing at something he didn't hear. This is so bad, it reminds me of David's last loss when he tried to dap up a black guy who just wanted to shake hands. Like, back to you, Tom. Like, "Oh, breaking news. While we were recapping, David missed 3 minutes of his next conversation. We go live to David. Can you break that down for us, David?" I'm like, "I'm good, how are you?" So good. I do have a lot of anxiety. A lot of things stress me out. You know what gives me anxiety? Having kids. Having kids gives me anxiety. No, I'm not expecting, but a lot of my friends are. Like, one of my buddies, he's expecting right now, and I was talking to him. I was like, "Hey, man, are you hoping for a son or are you hoping for a daughter?" He's like, "I want a son. I want a beautiful baby boy." Like, "Well, why is that?" He's like, "I just feel like sons are easier than daughters. Like, girls, there's so much drama, especially in the later years." It's like, personally, I would rather have the daughter than the son. Because, like, hear me out. I feel like you're going to mess up your kids no matter what, right? But, like, if you really fuck up your kids, the consequences are so much worse for a son than a daughter. Like, if you fuck up your daughter, worst case scenario, she has a septum piercing and an OnlyFans. But if you fuck up a son, you're raising a domestic terrorist, okay? Like, his septum piercing's just an AR-15, okay? That's... Pulled back a little bit. I'm just saying, you fuck up a daughter, she's 45 living in a studio apartment. You fuck up a son, he's 45 living on a compound, okay? Like, I guess it comes together. You fuck up a son, you fuck up a daughter, they both end up a stand-up comedian. So that is the, they have that in common. No, a lot of things give me anxiety. Science gives me anxiety. That's something that stresses me out. No, don't get me wrong, like, I'm for vaccines. I'm pro-science, I'm anti-science going too far. It's like, yeah, go vaccines, but like gluing ears on rats. Like, yeah, you know, that's... Like, one thing that scares me is cloning people. That's the thing, cloning people. I think that's a horrible idea, cloning people. Like, I feel like I'm against cloning not for ethical reasons. I just think it would be really cringeworthy. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like if they started, like, cloning people, like, living with a clone would be like being roommates with the worst photo you've ever taken. Is that... It's like, that's what I look like? Fuck, you know, that's... Like, I feel like if they started cloning people, like, society would just, like, slowly embarrass itself to death. You know what I mean? Like, people would start attacking themselves. Like, "Oh, I had no idea my face was so punchable." Like, people start killing their own clones, right? The police get involved. They have no idea if it's a homicide or a suicide. Then it's... They're like, "Oh, what's the motive?" It's like, oh, he slept with his own wife. I do think if they started cloning people, you'd have the opposite, of course. You'd have those that, of course, fuck themselves. That would, if they started cloning people, narcissists would finally have their own sexuality. Right? Right? You'd have some guys like, hi, my name's Greg. I'm a bisexual. I run trains myself. Pronouns I, me, mine. Yes. Yeah, I'm a bisexual. I recently married myself. It's a beautiful ceremony. Two came together to become one. After one split off into two in a freaky science experiment. It was, yes, I don't know. I don't think I could fuck my own clone personally. I don't, it'd be too much. It'd be awkward, you know what I mean? I'd be like trying to have sex with my own clone. I'm like, yeah, you like that? I'm down here like, I'm good, how are you? I'm shit.